Hey smart people, Toby Salami here. In this video, I'm going to show you just how you can ensure that a user is only able to verify their email address after they are logged in to your website. You know, the common process is this. You would want a user to verify their login email and then grant them access to your website. But some big companies such as Cloudflare and others will only force a user to verify their email address after such a user has already entered into their system. So you already have an email address and a login to log in into the website, but you cannot do much unless you verify your email address. And this is exactly what I want to show you inside of this video. So let me first of all show you the plugins I made use of, and we can go on from there. I have inside of my plugins here my page builder, which is Elementor. You can of course make use of Bricks Builder or Gutenberg. Any page builder you make use of will work exactly the same way. What you want to do is install Jet Form Builder and Jet Engine, and you're going to get this to work the way we want it to. Inside of here, I also have User Role Editor, which I'm going to show you its use in a bit. And the other plugins I have installed here are of no consequence to this particular tutorial. So let's get this done. Of course, to enable users to log into your website, you need to create a user registration form. If you already know how to do that, I have timestamps. You can skip ahead to what concerns you. But if you don't know how to create a form that enables a user to create a user account on your website, that's what I'm about to show you. You're going to come inside of Forms. Inside of Forms here, which is of course Jet Form Builder's provision, you're going to create a new form here, and you want to give this form a name of your choice. In my case, I'm going to say create user account. Now, there are important steps to keep in mind inside of here, and I'm just about to show you those. Now, you have this quick block here that can help you to very quickly create forms using these templates, but I don't want to do that, so I'm just going to delete this block right here. Now, inside of here, I want to create two fields. The first field is, of course, a user email field, which is to collect that user email. So email is fine. Inside of here on the right hand side on the block, I'm just going to select field type as email. That's just so that the browser can have its own validation of that user email. Once I select that, that should be fine. I'm going to go to the next step here, which is to add another text field, a text field here for my user password. So I'm just going to write password right here, and that should be fine. Once I select that, I also want to come to field type and select password here. And that's just so we can have the ability to hide the password while the user is typing in their password. And this is okay. Now I can come inside of JetForm right here, and I want to click on add new action. The user action here is of course to register a new user. Now, this is where it gets important. You want to select user login here, both as email and email as email too. And this will just essentially make the username the email address. This will also remove the possibility of a user entering a username and not entering a correct email, because now a user just has to enter an email address to be able to create a user account. Now inside of password, I want to do the same thing. Select password. If you have created the second field to confirm the password, you want to give that password field here. But in this case, just for the sake of tutorial, I'm going to select password again. Now, once I am done with this, I want to come down here and on the login user after register, I want to toggle that on. And why? Because I want this user to automatically log in just after they enter their email address and password of their choice. Inside of user role right here, I want to select a user role that will be given to this user once the user creates an account. And this is where it gets very important. For now, I'm just going to click on updates. I want to leave user role the way it is, and I want to publish this for now. And why? Because I want to create a specific user role for users who are not yet verified or have not yet verified their email address on this website. So let's do just that. We're going to come back here to where we have user roles. I have user role editor plugin installed, and this is what I want to use it for. I want to create a custom user role. Keep in mind, after you create the custom user role, you can very easily remove the user role editor plugin from your website, and everything will stay the exact same way it is. Okay? So let's go ahead now to add a new role. I'm just going to come to users, and under users, I'm going to select user role editor right here. And then I'm going to click on add role. I'm going to give this role an ID. Let's say we want to call this user pending verification, something like this, user pending verification, if I can spell. And once I select that, I want to, on the display role name, I just want to say pending verification, something like that is all right. Now, once I do that, I can make a copy of an existing user role. So let's say that the idea is to have this user to be able to have the editor role at some point in the future. And I want to modify that editor role by creating a new user role that kind of looks like the editor role and then take off some of the capabilities of that editor role. I can very easily do that by simply selecting the editor role right here and then duplicating that role. But in this case, I want to duplicate the role of subscriber so that this user role really does not have any capabilities whatsoever. Once I select that, I can click on add role. You see, role pending verification is created successfully, and you can see it right here. It's pending verification selected right there. Now you can see if you scroll down and just look at the capabilities of this particular user role, you see it only has the read capability here. If you want to add more capabilities, such as to be able to add products on the site or to be able to add specific post types on the site, you can do just that right here. But I don't want to give this user any more capabilities than they already have. So I just want to leave it as that. I want to click on update. It says, please confirm permission update. I want to say yes, and it's just going to update that particular user role. Now I can come inside of forms, I can refresh this, and the reason for refreshing is just so that I can have the updated lists of user roles. Once this is updated, I can come inside of register user, I can select that, I can scroll down here, and where I have the user role, I can select here pending verification. And what's the idea? So that once this user has created their account by giving me their email address and their password, and they are automatically logged in, and then they can have a field in the front end that says something like, hey, you need to verify your email address. And once I select the user role right there, I can click on update, I can click on save, I can come inside of the edit page. Let's just view that. Of course, I have this simple design right here, a simple dashboard design. This is by no means how you want your dashboard to look, but this is something to demonstrate what I have in my mind. So I have one container here, which is going to show, please verify your email, and then have a button just below that says verify email. And that will then initiate a send email action to that particular user. Then I have another container right here that should show to all users who have verified their email address. So of course, I'm just going to use some dynamic visibility conditions right here, but don't bother yourself with that for now. Let's go ahead and just put the form on the page right here to enable the person to create an account. We're going to go ahead and create that account, and we can move on from there. Now, just right under this, I'm just going to enter a container, a simple container right here, just below. And inside of here, I want to add the form that a person can use to create a user account. You can just put that form right there on the page. And the form, I don't have that right now because, of course, I've not refreshed the editor. Okay, the editor is refreshed. We want to select that form widget right there. And inside of here, to choose form, we want to select that create user account form right there. We have email and password, and that's it. And just right now, after publishing, I noticed I don't have an action button, so I'm going to do that right now. I'm going to come back to the forms. I want to create a new action button right here. Just going to select that and add action button. I'm going to select that, and inside of here, I'm going to call this create user account. So something like that is absolutely okay. Once I do that, I want to click on publish or save. Let's come back to JetForm inside of here. I want to toggle off validation because, of course, I have cache enabled on this website, and I do not want that to interfere with this. So, of course, read this information here. You have cache on the website, you want to toggle this off if you cannot disable that cache on that page. I don't want to think about that right now, so I'm just going to disable form safety and go ahead to use that form. Let us come now inside of an incognito window such as this. I want to paste in a user email right here, and inside of password, I just want to create a new account. So I'm just going to type in any password of my choice, and once I do that, I want to click on create user account. It's going to reload, it's going to say form submitted successfully, and it's also going to, as you can see right here, log into that account. But we can verify what user role was given to this particular user by very simply coming back inside of our user list right here. We want to refresh this, see all our users. We can see this is a new user that has just been created. And as you can see right here under roles, pending verification is the role given to that user. Now, it means therefore that once a person has been able to create an account on our website and has not verified their email address, they're going to be given the user role of pending verification. This is absolutely great because very easily we can see all of the users on our website who have this particular user role. And as you're about to find out, you can also use this to do even more things. Let's see what I'm talking about right here. Now, the form that is used to create this user account is done. That's the purpose of the form, nothing more than that, it's done. So let's just delete the entire container that has the form in it. I would assume you would put that form on a different page. I'm just demonstrating things for you here, right? Now, how would you get a user to verify the email after they're logged in? This is the important part. And this is the part you must have skipped to if you understand how to create a form that enables a person to create a user account. So let's get this done. We're going to come inside of forms, and inside of here, we're going to create a new form. This form here will have one purpose and one purpose only: to have a button inside of it that enables a person to trigger a user email verification. So let's do that. Again, we don't want to use any of the patterns here. Let's just remove that block right there. Inside of our title, we're going to say verify email account. Something like that is all right. Inside of choose block here, we want to create two hidden fields. Hidden field number one is just to fetch the current user login email. And we can do that very simply by just selecting here current user login email. Whatever you select here is absolutely fine. Type in whatever is your choice. Inside of field value here, you just want to select current user email, right? Once you select that, that's all right. You're done with the first hidden field. The second hidden field you want to use here, I'm just going to click on enter, and I want to select another hidden field right here. I want to select that, and this one will be for user ID. Just like that, it's all right. Inside of field value here, I want to select the user ID. So I'm going to select current user ID. And finally, I want to add one last field, and this field here is a simple submit button field. So I want to select here action button. That's the name of that particular widget I'm adding there. And the name of the button or the submit action is going to read something like verify your email. That's okay, right? Once I select that, I want to come back now inside of JetForm. As with the other form, I want to toggle off enable form safety. And I want to come down here to where we have form submitted successfully to say instead, check your email account and verify your email. Something like that is okay. Whatever message you want to type in here, that's entirely your choice. Let's come back up here and begin with our form submit actions. Select the submit action button here, the new action button. And what do we want this to do? We want this to update the user. Which user? Inside of user ID, you want to select user ID, which will update the currently logged in user, right? Great. Now inside of current user login email, you want to leave that exactly the way it is. The important thing here is to be able to fetch the user ID so that you can update the current user. And what do you want to do next? You want to come to user role and give this person the role that you really meant to give them in the first place. The role that they should have after they have verified their email address, right? And you want to give them that. So inside of user role here, you want to select maybe contributor as the user role. I don't know, whatever is your choice is entirely your choice. Once you do that, this is okay. You want to click on update. Now, how do you ensure that only after they verify their email address will that user role action change actually happen? By simply clicking on the verification, the plus verification button right here. Once you click on that, you now have the update user action only running on verification. And what does that mean? It means that unless a user has clicked on the link inside of the email that is sent to them in order to verify their email address, that account will not get the updated user role. And that makes sense, right? Great. Now that we know that, we can come inside of verification and set things up. Let's just select that action right there. And inside of who can verify, we want to leave that as user and administrator. And this is just because you want the user to be able to verify their email address. You can set the link lifespan. By default, it's 4 hours. We're going to leave it like that. You can modify that if you so desire. And then inside of email field, this is why you have the hidden field created. So we're going to select inside of here, current user login email, which is that hidden field, which is also going to dynamically fetch the user email of the currently logged in user, right? Great. Now that we have that, we want to toggle on create custom verification email. And why? Because the default verification email is meant to enable a person who wants to create a user account but wants to first verify their email address. But for this one, the person has already logged in. So you don't need to send the person an email, which is a default email saying, hey, to create a user account, you need to be able to verify your email. We're not creating a user account. We're verifying the existing user account. So let's create a custom verification email because of that. And we want to click on add send email action right here. And once we do that, we see a new post submit action is created on the right here for send email. And now we can very easily dial things down. Inside of mail to, that's okay. It's going to select a submitted form field, which is, of course, as you can see, the hidden field which we previously created, current user email right here. And now inside of here, we want to leave reply to as is. If you want to modify this, you can absolutely do that. Inside of subject here, instead of saying confirm your email, it's going to say instead verify your email, right? Something like that is all right. Once we do that inside of from name here, you can select that if you don't already have that set up. I have this set up already inside of my SMTP settings. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's all right. I have a video coming about this in the future. So let's move on. So we're going to come down here to where we have content and we want to modify this content just a little bit. By default, it says, please confirm your registration on site. I don't want it to say that. I want it to say instead, please verify your email because this person has already registered, right? So please verify your email on site. Something like that is all right. And then inside of here, if this was a mistake, ignore this email and nothing will happen. That's okay. And then we're going to come down here to where it says to complete the registration, click on the link. We don't want it to say that. We want it to say to verify your email, please click on the link. And done. Now that we have this, we can scroll down, we can click on update and we're ready to go. Now, here's how it's going to work. A person clicks on this button, which is going to submit this form, and then it's going to initiate a send email action, which is right here to the person's email, the currently logged in user email. And once that person gets the email, he has a link that he has to click on in order to update his user. Once he clicks on that link, it fires this order action right here, which is update user. That way, there is no walking around this. There's no loophole here. It's just going to work just fine. Once we're done with that, we want to click on publish right now. And now that this is published, we want to come back inside of the editor right here. We want to refresh this. And why? Because we, of course, want the updated list of forms to be able to select from. And now that this is reloaded, we want to come inside of here. We have this particular container here that says, please verify your email. We want to select that form widget right there. Once we select that, we want to come to choose form and select verify email account. And what will it show? It will just show one button because the other two fields are hidden fields, right? Once we're done with that, we can click on publish. We can now switch back to the account we just created so that this user can now verify their email address. So let's do that. Once we switch back here, we see this user is still logged in. That's the idea. We want them to be logged in, but we want them to be able to verify their email. And now they have just one button here, which is essentially a form that when you click and verify your email, what happens? It reloads. And what do we have here? Check your email account and verify your email. And now this makes complete sense because now a person can verify their email by going to their email account. Let's see if we got that email and how we can proceed from here. Let's just come inside of here. We're going to come inside of that particular email account. We're going to look at it. Do we have it right now? We can refresh, see if we have that. Right here, we have that particular email. We see Toby Salami, verify your email. Inside of here, this is just Gmail being very proactive, right? It doesn't really matter. What matters is the content of the email, which we're looking at right now. It says, please verify your email on this site. And then it says, if this was a mistake, ignore this email. And then you have a link to verify that. I want to just copy this link address and come back to the incognito window right here. Let's just open a new tab inside of the incognito window. And I want to paste in that link right here. Let's see what happens. Does it really work? Let's see. It just reloads and it redirects a person back to the page on which we have this form. And right now, what do we see? Nothing really changes from what we see visually here, except that if we come back inside of here to where we have the users, remember what it was previously is pending verification, but what we want it to be is actually contributor. So let's refresh this page and see if that has happened. If we refresh, we see now it's contributor. Now this makes complete sense because only after a person has successfully created an account and logged in and then initiated an email verification, that person will not be able to do more than a common subscriber on your website. And this kind of makes technical sense, doesn't it? Now, let's see what more we can do because we don't want this field, this please verify your email field, showing to a person who has already verified their email. So how can we get that field or that container out of view for such a person? It's very easy. We can come back here and show that inside of your Jet Engine dashboard, you have dynamic visibility here toggled on. Once it is toggled on, you want to come back inside of the edit page right here. And inside of that container, you want to select that container. You want to come to advanced. You want to come to dynamic visibility right here. You want to enable that. And of course, if you're making use of a page builder such as Bricks, you want to be able to do this using the visibility settings of the Bricks builder default visibility. Or you can also make use of Jet Engine's dynamic visibility inside of Bricks. But this is Jet Engine's way of implementing dynamic visibility inside of Elementor. You want to do the same inside of your page builder of choice. Now, inside of conditions here, I want to say that this should show this element only if, and inside of condition, I want to come down here and select on the user. I want to say user role is, and user role is what? I'm going to scroll down and select pending verification. So only show this container if the user role is pending verification. And then I'm going to show this particular container here if the user role is not pending verification. So inside of dynamic visibility, I'm going to enable that. And then inside of here, I want to say show this if the user role is not pending verification. And what will that do? It will only show this container if the user has not yet verified the email account. Now, if we come to the front end inside of the incognito window here, going back to the user which we created, and we refresh this page, assume the person just verified. Let's refresh the page. What do we have? We have the dashboard here with everything the person is ready to see. And if we want to, we can also add a message right here saying your email account is verified. This is absolutely very nice. And just like this, you are able to ensure that the user is able to verify their email address after they already logged in to your website. Let me know in the comment section below if you've benefited from this tutorial, and I'll be happy to see that. Be sure to leave a like on this video because it's definitely going to help this video get to more and more people. I'm also taking suggestions about videos that you want to see in the future, so be sure to leave those in the comment section below too. I know I have created fewer videos in the past few weeks. This is definitely not my intention. I actually wish that I can create videos weekly as I initially promised. But believe me, I'm trying to get back on track with this. What have I been doing? I have majorly been spending my time to create a free course for people who want to learn how to be dynamic WordPress developers. And in collaboration with CrocoBlock, I have released a few lessons already. You can find a link to that in the comment section below too. That's it, smart people. Until I see you in the next one, stay dynamic.